Hello, this is going to be a reading for Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is the 13th zodiac sign. It's between Sagittarius and Scorpio, sorcery at the bottom of the deck. Sorcery and final curtain. So I feel like something is coming to an end. Something that has to do with some kind of sorcery. This is the last act, the final curtain call. So it's about to be a big old production coming on, Ophiuchus. Somebody about to put on a show. One last attempt to fool you, I think. What do we have for Ophiuchus? Aries and mystery. Sounds like us. Ophiuchus is ruled by Aries too, by the way. Like how my chart is ruled by Aries, Ophiuchus is also like their deacon or something like that. I was reading that. I was like, hey, that's the same as mine. Past. This is about timing, regression, history, backwards, reversed, pre-existing era and period. So this is about something in the past, and it's about timing. It's also giving me Saturn energy whenever I see this, and this is at the solar plexus. So there's something in the past that needs to be looked at, maybe a mystery or something. They want you to handle this like an Aries, direct, masculine energy, forward. The ram goes forward. They don't dilly-dally or go around things. There's something that you need to be direct and assertive, maybe even a little bit of aggressive with tackling something from the past. Mystery, omen, occult knowledge, ego, mediumship, secrecy, curiosity, death, hidden, tarot, and divination. Somebody might have been doing something with your heart, for your heart chakra, and you have to look at it. Aries, what would life be like if we had no courage to attempt anything? Sunflowers, starry nights, paintings of emotion, beauty and color, poverty, neglect, recluse, mad genius, notoriety after death. Maybe somebody has some kind of curse on them that's like you're not able to self-actualize. Maybe you're going to have to need some kind of courage, Aries energy, to go into this past and look into something. Something from the past, something either you did, a group that you were with, something that you did from the past that is relevant right now. Telepathy. What the mind thinks, the heart transmits. I shine Denshin. I shin Denshin. Human Wi-Fi, distant thoughts, and mental connection. I think you're getting some hits. Maybe when you speak, you're starting to say things that's like, where did that come from? That's also spirit trying to tap into your voice box. That's why it's good to journal. Because it's not your voice, but it's still you writing things down. It's getting things out, getting ideas out, getting thoughts out. Sometimes maybe you need to just get a recorder and just talk. That's why I love tarot. Tarot, I get my own best advice. When I read and I'm pretty sure that's for everybody. I don't want to sound like conceited. My readings I don't think that I'm the best reader. I know I'm very intuitive. But there's some readers that are just really amazing readers. They know the cards so well, But there's something about the transmission. You need to listen to it to see if you're saying anything that makes sense. Maybe everybody needs to do that. Start putting their views out. And not putting it out for everyone else, but putting out so you can listen to it yourself and make sure that, you sound like you know, got it together. Light, spark, tree of life, recognition, kundalini awakening, and cardinal. So again, this is about cardinal. Aries is a cardinal sign. This cardinal signs are the strongest. They're about strength, power, move forward movement. You got to be strong to do that. It's like getting the wheel rolling. You got to give it that extra strength at first, and then once it starts rolling, it's easier. But getting it started takes a lot of strength and power. So I feel like you're needing to start something, and something from the past. Maybe you're into mystery. Maybe you don't even know it yet. Maybe you're Ophiuchus. You're an oracle. And you need to look at something from the past because there's some kind of occult knowledge and everything. This telepathy might even come up. You might have these gifts. I feel like somebody is going to awaken some kind of gifts. But there's something in the past that you need to look at or pick back up. What was that? Or maybe you need to pick something back up. Scorpio. This is at the third eye. I shut my eyes and the world drops dead. Wow. Daddy, mad girl's love song, writer, confessional poet, clinical depression, Electra complex, tortured soul, and suicide. Yep, that's definitely Scorpio. Let me see. I feel like somebody's very powerful. I shut my eyes and the world drops dead with the telepathy. And this is at the third eye. Shut your eyes, you know. Somebody is so freaking powerful, Ophiuchus. It's you. You are. You're powerful, and it's your time too. It's the time, the time of the water bearer, and you're the serpent bearer. You guys are supposed to emerge at the same time. Virgo energy and restricted at the root, blocked, borders, inaccessible, imprisonment, victim, banished, and exile. Oof. That's a whole lot to be at the root. Virgo, jazz, soul, blues, back to black, emotional depth, unique, brilliant writer, tortured mind, wonderful heart, ignored signs, anxiety, cry for help, rehab, life is a losing game. One more for the crown. I keep getting this like tortured soul. I feel like something in the past has something to do with the omens. It was saying, what does it say? Ignored signs, omens. You know, and that's at the root. That's what's restricting you. That's why you got to go back to the past. There's something restricting you, Aries. I keep saying this, the ram. That's what's going to take that block off. You being aggressive, assertive, and going full force with this from the past. Using your courage in order to do so. There's something about a tree, too, at the sacral. This is, I got chills, Ophiuchus. This is deep. Deep and dark. I mean, I like that. I think that this is deep and nice and deep and dark. Somebody is powerful with this card. I like this little black cat. Aquarius. Temptation. XXX. The act of influencing by exciting hope or strong desire. Temptation, compel, seduce, urge. Emo rap. Rising star, extreme style, trendsetter, someone that's afraid to let go. Extortion, gun violence, I'm sad, I know you. So much darkness, sadness, tortured mind, but that kind of stuff, it brings out these gifts, the telepathy, And the tree of life, the Kundalini awakening, and it's like this cardinal energy that you're needing to like really tap into. The only cardinal sign here is Aries. You got 2 fixed signs, and then you have a mutable here with Virgo. Aries again. Still I rise, poet, public speaker, activist, survivor, phenomenal woman. Maybe you're a poet. It's something about writing, I feel like. You need to write, speak, something, and maybe you just need to listen to it yourself, like I said. Tap in, Ophiuchus. Start meditating, and where you're tight at, that's where you're being blocked. And it's in your root chakra. It could be messing with your money and everything. You know, you're the healer, so you're gonna always come up against a bunch of witches too. And the jealousy is the spirit of the witch. I've been telling you that. Green with envy. That's why she's green and wicked and stuff like that, because she's let the envy and the jealousy overtake her. And it makes you crazy. Causes mental illness. And as an Ophiuchus, you are the sign that, you know, you're Buffy, the vampire slayer. So the witches and stuff like that, the warlocks, and they don't want to see you coming. Aries and mystery. Okay, we got a 9 of Cups in the reverse. So this is about a wish fulfillment not coming together, somebody overdoing something, and it has to do with the 2 of Cups. This has to do with love, something from the past, or partnerships, relationships. Something is undesirable, and you need to face it. Something from the past. Yeah, you were the 9 of Wands in the reverse, and this is the black and white card. So this is the 9 of Wands when you're like, it's about time. I told you Saturn is black and white and grays and stuff like that. There's a gray area here. Something about some time in your life when you were really the wounded warrior, defending yourself. Maybe you had an out-of-body experience, or maybe you had a near-death experience, and this made you walk away from something. I feel like you need to go back to it. Something that you walked away from. Something that really is scary. You might almost die. That's Ophiuchus too. That's the sacrifice. This is stuff that we got to deal with as Ophiuchus. Your relationships, I've been talking about jealousy and witches and stuff like that. Somebody been overdoing some kind of mysterious workings and occult something. This could even go back to the serpent, you know, in the garden with the tree here. What's telepathy for Ophiuchus? Look, 9 of Wands again, they came out together. That's what you need to go back to. Like, literally. It's crazy. That is literally what you need to go back to. Something that you walked away from. Something that almost killed you, maybe. And that's why you're nervous about it. Or you think that is bad for you, maybe. Maybe it's not bad. Maybe it's just, you know. Sometimes spirit, look, something was stolen from you with this tree, this light, spark, the tree of life, recognition. Kundalini awakening, cardinal. You got to be aggressive with something because somebody is stealing something. Maybe they got caught. That's why you need to go into this telepathy. And nobody going to ever be able to steal shit from you again with that. Because you could shut your eyes and the world will drop dead. When you have that, you know how to get into the heads of the people that did this to you. They won't know who they fucking mean. Excuse me. Anyways, the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. This is something not working. Somebody planting some seeds and they're not coming together. This is that tortured soul. This is like you, that's because your root, the soil is being blocked and restricted. It has something, might have something to do with Scorpio. It's really giving me this cat, this mystery. Something is a mystery. You need to look into it. You're the serpent bearer. It's giving me something about the snake in the garden. It's a snake somewhere in the garden. They stealing too. Then we have this Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Has to do with your work. Giving me Sagittarius reading, actually. And then we have the Hermit. Definitely giving me Sagittarius reading. Somebody's going to go into Hermit mode and figure this out, and that's what you need to do. Virgo energy, the Lovers. Look, this could have been a lover that did this, or a Gemini. This could have been a Gemini. Somebody that plays mind games here with the Seven of Swords. Ace of Swords in the reverse. No, this is Page of Swords in the reverse. Somebody watching you. You're going to find out that they're watching you, though. If somebody's holding on to you, they're going to have to let go. Yeah, you're going to go into Hermit mode like you need to. Figure this out. Go back to this past. Something that almost killed you. You're stronger now, I think. And you're going to... These gifts are going to come online. This telepathy is a different, you know, it's a gift, especially if it's strong. It's giving me like Greek Jean Grey. Definitely Scorpio energy. Ophiuchus with the rise of the phoenix, the healer. Absolutely giving me this. Two of Swords. I love this card. Somebody is using a fine-tooth comb and going through these things. And that's what you're going to do. As this Hermit energy also gives me like Buddha under the tree. Somebody is going over their emotional, going over the things that are very emotional, that almost killed you, with a sound mind. What's the Nine of Wands in the reverse and the Eight of Cups? Yeah, because there's too much water here. Somebody overdid something that has something to do with relationships. Maybe you're putting too much, trying to bring too much to the table, trying to prove yourself too much. Maybe you need to be silent sometimes. Maybe you need to be intuitive. This is also the High Priestess, the Minor Arcana to the High Priestess card. Somebody's going within. They're thinking, it's secret. They're looking for the secrets. They're pulling out the secrets. This telepathy energy. Somebody sabotaged you and it almost killed you. Ugh. With this Five of Swords, and it's something hidden too. Somebody's a coward, and you don't have to go within because you're very gifted. You might already be telepathic, and you just don't really realize it. You might need to hone in on it so that you can, the spirit is going to tell you what you need to go back to, because somebody sabotaged something. Sabotaged your relationships, I feel like. Your connections. This is definitely giving me Sagittarius. The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Definitely something almost took you out too. You need to figure this out. I feel like you might be able to still get it. Definitely Sagittarius energy. Somebody messed up an opportunity for you. The Judgment just came out. They're being judged for it. What's the Seven of Swords in the reverse? Somebody messed up something that was sent from God for you. And that's why you're going to get it back. God is trying to tell you. You didn't know. You was just doing you. But somebody else was trying to do you too. Yeah, a whole family, a ten of Pentacles, a whole legacy. Definitely Sagittarius reading. Somebody is exhausted, burnt out, deep contemplation, stagnation, rested. This is what you need to do. Go into this energy and think about this. The Hermit energy. Be by yourself. Get away from people. You know, when you got to get away from people and get in the hermit mode, you know, everybody around you is not worth a damn. They're all selfish, they're greedy, they're liars, they're mysterious. You know, something about it. And then you have this Hierophant here with the Scorpio, and that's this family here, messing with your work and messing with your manifestation and your ability to build things. Something is traditional, and you need to, somebody is stuck in a dynamic where it's traditional and you're a freaking mystic. Here you got telepathy, mystery, the past, the light. I mean, you got so many cards that are like, you're a spiritual being, and then we have the Hierophant here. You know, it's like messing up your, maybe you don't want to, maybe say like tarot. Like when I used to be really religious. So when I started reading tarot, it was scary for me. It wasn't something I ever thought I would do. I thought it was the devil, you know, all kind of stuff. I mean, not when I started, but when I started watching it, really. And then when I started reading it, I was like going through that. Because it was like, well, it's different from watching it and reading it. You know, now I'm using it to try to make money or to try to build a future. It's different. Somebody's going to come out of confusion, and some kind of spell work or bad energy is going to go back where it came from. You're going to get out of this confusion from going into this hermit mode. Ophiuchus is something you got to go back in. It's something the spirit is trying to tell you. Judgment. Somebody is being judged for something. You can't get judgment if you didn't do nothing wrong. I feel like it's this family. What's the Hermit? The only major arcana here is the Hermit. And the Lovers, you gotta go within. The Hermit is a powerful card. It's such a powerful card. To me, the Hermit, the Fool, the Strength, Justice are all just super powerful cards. 7, look. And this Lovers with this 7 of Swords here. It's a Gemini here. I don't think that this is somebody you are actually a lover with. I think it's a Gemini. Or it could be people from the past, you know, that you have been with that was messing with your energy. But I think it's either a Scorpio, a Sagittarius, a Taurus, or a Gemini here. I think it's a Gemini that did something. They sabotaged you in some way, stole something. They might be in your family. Some to do with your work and your manifestation. It's something about a legacy. It's a lot of money. Like, this could be millions of dollars because it's a legacy. You know, $1 million these days is not really anything, but it could be the beginning of a legacy. It's something like that, something big like that. Somebody stole that much from you to where spirit is like, oh no. Oh no, honey, look, 8 of Cups in the reverse. They want you to go back to this past thing. Whatever this was that you walked away from because maybe you thought that you weren't supposed to be doing it. So I know all that is going back. All that confusion around your work. I'm telling you, this resonates heavy. And I am Ophiuchus. That's why I started reading, because I feel like we need to tap into that healer energy. And look, somebody is a healer. Somebody almost died. Like literally. Like, they might have been trying to kill you. You're the healer. That's what they want to do. You're the mystic. You're the oracle. And you can see under the veil. And they don't like that. They don't like to be seen. So that's what I have for you, Ophiuchus. I hope that it resonated. I hope that you go into this hermit mode and become all that you can be. Be that freaking Jean Grey. Be that damn phoenix that rises up from this. Because somebody tried to end you. And it was on a mental, spiritual, level. Like they try to play God in your life. And that was only because you might be God. Okay? That's what we don't understand either. We're the angels, and the angels are all emanations of God. And so are the demons. 72 angels, 72 demons, and they're all emanations of God. 144. 72 and 72 is 144. And that's what chosen is. That's because one of those emanations of God chose to work through you. That's what it's about. I hope that you enjoyed the reading, and I'll see you next time, Ophiuchus. You got this. Go within, and you're supposed to rise and become who you are. Peace.